Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone.
Steve Jobs was a modern-day Thomas Edison.
You can do multi-finger gestures on it, and boy, have we patented it.
He didn't have a patent on his own look, but he was rarely seen without tennis shoes, Levi's, and a black shirt. He was legendary for his flair and showmanship.
Amazing. And the screen literally floats in midair.
Stephen Paul Jobs was born in San Francisco. His mother, an unwed college student, put him up for adoption. He developed an early interest in computers, going to after-school lectures at Hewlett-Packard. After high school, he attended Reed College, but only for one semester. At just 20 years old, he started Apple Computer in his garage with friend Steve Wozniak.
We worked hard, and in 10 years, Apple had grown from just the two of us in a garage into a $2 billion company with over 4,000 employees.
That was Jobs in 2005, giving the commencement address at Stanford University.
You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever, because believing that the dots will connect down the road will give you the confidence to follow your heart, even when it leads you off the well-worn path, and that will make all the difference.
In 1984, Apple introduced the machine that changed our lives forever, the Macintosh. Revolutionary because it made computers easier to use. It had a funny little thing called a mouse and allowed users to change fonts. But the Mac was expensive and sales were sluggish. In 1985, Steve Jobs was forced out of Apple, but it turned out he was just warming up.
I'm Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger.
In 1986, he bought Pixar Animation Studios, which later produced hits like Toy Story. He also started a computer company called Next.
I hope you get a chance to look at this a little later. It's the most beautiful printed circuit board I've ever seen in my life.
The technology was so innovative that in a twist of fate, Apple bought Next, and Steve Jobs went back to work for the company he started. His second act considered one of the greatest CEO tenures of all time.
It's called the iPod Touch.
Who knew that a computer company would change how we listen to music? Steve Jobs introduced the iconic iPod,
Just slide it across, boom.
the iPhone, and later what some believe would be his grandest achievement, the iPad.
That's what it looks like. Very thin.
Apple dropped the computer from its name to reflect the company's expansion into consumer electronics.
Now, I'm going to take this morning and talk about the iPhone.
In recent years, Jobs no longer appeared his usual self. He was noticeably thin and frail, and investors and Apple faithful grew alarmed because of Jobs' past struggle with pancreatic cancer. In 2009, Jobs revealed he had a liver transplant after taking a 6-month leave of absence. But he returned to the stage with his usual vigor.
It is our new MacBook Air, and we think it's the future of notebooks.
Eventually, though, his struggle with ill health led him to step down as CEO. In a letter to the Apple board of directors, Jobs wrote, "I have always said if there ever came a day when I could no longer meet my duties and expectations as Apple CEO, I would be the first to let you know. Unfortunately, that day has come. I have made some of the best friends of my life at Apple," he added, "and I thank you for all the many years of being able to work alongside you." Steve Jobs' legacy can be found in his devices, long on aesthetics and attention to detail. He followed his heart, and with his technology,
We are calling it iPhone.
changed the world. Dan Simon, CNN, San Francisco.